tonight, the UWP PRO fires back at Philip Japier's assertion that government is responsible for exacerbating alcohol abuse. The Prime Minister says members of the public are responding well to the COVID-19 vaccination drive. And the President of the Secondary Schools Association reacts to the announcement by CXC that students will be required to sit 3 components of the exam.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Wednesday, the 3rd of March, 2021. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The UWP PRO is taking opposition leader Philip Japier to task after Pierre expressed beliefs during a press conference on Tuesday that St. Lucians are binge drinking because of a lack of trust in the government. Pierre's statement was made in response to Health Minister Mary Isaac's warning that the government might be forced to ban alcohol if St. Lucians continue flouting COVID-19 protocols. Keeping It Real host and UWP PRO Norbert Williams says the minister's frustration is warranted as there is an alcohol problem in St. Lucia. However, he says the government is not the cause of this problem. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
Talk show host Norbert Williams has fired back at leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Philip Japier, for a statement which he made during an SLP press conference on Tuesday morning, reacting to a warning made by Health Minister Mary Isaac that the government could pass an outright ban on alcohol to prevent St. Lucians from breaking traffic and social distancing laws. Pierre said he believes the people who binge drink are reacting to the government's impulsive periodic bans on alcohol. During his Tuesday night show, Keeping It Real, Williams firstly stated that the concerns and frustrations expressed by Isaac in relation to the alcohol abuse in St. Lucia is justified as the problem is substantial and glaring.
We have a serious problem, a serious case of alcoholism in St. Lucia. And COVID has exposed that in all its glory for all to see. And what we saw over the weekend on social media, via WhatsApp, via emails, via personal blogs and everything else, laid it bare for everybody to see. And I can't say that I'm surprised, because I've been saying it for a long time. But there are people who want to target you when you bring it up.
Williams, who is also the public relations officer of the United Workers' Party, tore into Pierre, accusing him of politicizing a long-standing problem.
Folks, I am saying categorically tonight, and as a nation, we have to deal with it. But again, you have the opposition, Philip Japier, playing politics with a serious situation we have in St. Lucia, the same way he was playing politics with COVID-19 all along, all throughout. And it's the same politics that they played that got St. Lucia in a To My Boy. And now we're playing politics again with the alcoholism. It is a problem. He alluded to that tonight. But still he have to put the malmene, the twist, and blame it on the government.
To substantiate his claims that alcoholism in St. Lucia is no fault of the current administration, Williams broke out the files and statistics to dispute Pierre's accusation.
Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, alcohol and health in the Americas. 2016, Hold on. Just the figure 4 title. Total alcohol per capita consumption among youth 15 to 19 years in liters of pure alcohol in the Americas by country and gender. Look at the total there. On the left side, it says the total. Right? Look at the total. Look at number 6 or 7 down. Hold it right there. All of those countries, Uruguay, Argentina, USA, Chile, Canada, Barbados or whatever that's supposed to be. TTO. And what's the next one? LCA St. Lucia 4.4 liters, a little over a gallon of pure alcohol a year. A gallon!
The statistics also showed that St. Lucia ranked at number 2 after Uruguay on a list of countries showing the total alcohol consumption per capita among adults 15 years and older. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
On Wednesday, the Ministry of Health and Wellness received confirmation of 24 new cases of COVID-19. These cases were recorded from a batch of 98 samples taken on the 1st and 2nd of March. The samples were processed on the 2nd of March. All of the 24 cases were seen at various community respiratory clinics where they were assessed and tested for COVID-19. Confirmation was also received of the recovery of 157 individuals diagnosed with COVID-19. This brings the total number of active cases currently recorded in country to date to 537. Presently, 3 of the active cases require critical care at the respiratory hospital. The new cases bring the total number of cases diagnosed in country to date to 3,803. The Ministry of Health also reports 1 COVID-19 related death, bringing the total number of deaths in country to 39. Death number 39 is a 62-year-old male with underlying medical illness. He was admitted into care at the time of his passing. The Ministry of Health has expressed condolences to the family and loved ones of this individual. In other news, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet says he is very encouraged by the turnout of members of the public to be vaccinated against COVID-19.
Look, I'm very excited. Obviously, you can see the relationship that the health centers have with the communities. We've had almost 100 people, and we have not even gotten into the afternoon as yet. So the response has been very positive in taking the vaccine, and the level of enthusiasm. And certainly everybody has commented on how great the nurses have been. So look, the war against COVID has begun, and for the first time, we really have something in which we now can be much more aggressive in dealing with COVID. And I'm really hoping that all solutions will follow suit of what we've seen today and coming out and becoming vaccinated.
The backlog of COVID-19 testing samples that began in January has reportedly been resolved. The Ezra Long Lab reports that it has reverted to the 24-hour turnaround time for COVID-19 PCR testing. Nisha Charles has more in this report.
Since January 2021, the Ministry of Health has been experiencing a backlog of samples to be tested for COVID-19. Today, Wednesday, March 3rd, the Ezra Long Laboratory has revealed that the backlog has been cleared and it will be reverting to the 24-hour turnaround time. Laboratory Director Dr. Wayne Felicien says the lab has finalized the processes to increase the testing capacity over the last few weeks.
During this period of February 25th through 28, 2021, we were able to do 2,408 patient samples during just a 3-day period. To put this into context, in the month of August, last year, we were able to do 2,500 patient samples. 1 month's work in 1 week. And this was what the lab was faced with during those 2 months. What we were able to do, we had to look at every single facet of our processes and try to see ways we can improve, be more efficient, and handle the increased workload. By this, we were able to bring in a biomedical engineer for repair and certification of a second biosafety cabinet, thus developing redundancy. So if anything happens to it, we have a second to work with.
The laboratory also procured and received an automated extraction robot, which is able to extract 188 patient samples in an 80-minute period. Reagents have been secured to ensure adequate supply for 2 months at a time.
Putting it into context, manual extraction, which was what we were doing, would have a human being would be able to do 16 samples within an hour to 2 hour period. So this greatly increases our ability to test patient samples during the day. We had to get clerical staff increasing the clerical staff from 3 to 6 persons, and doing a 24-hour period workflow rather than the 16-hour workflow that was happening prior. We had to get workstations for those persons to work, computers, lab information systems inputted on them, so we can be able to process and input the patient data and turn these results out from a sample into a result as soon as possible.
Now, the lab is able to process between 762 and 1,125 samples daily with a 24-hour turnaround time.
We continue to try to see how we can develop strategies that can minimize the risk of this backlog recurring, and are still in discussion to improve our throughput even further to probably 2,000 to 2,500 in a day.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness thanks the public for their patience during the delay in results over the last few months. It acknowledges the impact of the delay on the public service and private sector and will continue to support the national effort in the management of COVID-19. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
2 small business owners are at loggerheads after a burglary left one of them placing partial blame for the crime on the other. The victim of the burglary states that a food van that was parked behind his business was being used as a hiding spot to allow the thief to get away with the crime. Meanwhile, the owner of the food truck is disputing this, saying a thief will always find a way to steal with or without a hiding spot. Rochelle Gonzalez has more in this report.
A burglary at a bar along Jeremy Street in Castries has left 2 small business owners at odds with each other, with one placing a finger of blame on the other. Anthony Julian, who is the proprietor of Pensioners Corner, gave the details of what transpired in the hours between the night of Monday the 1st of March and the early hours of Tuesday, March 2nd. Julian also called on the different law enforcement agencies in Castries to do more to protect small businesses in the city.
I left that shop at 5:30 yesterday afternoon. When I came in here at 7 o'clock in the morning, a man told me my back door been break and enter. When I go there, I saw all my 4 padlocks not on the door, but nobody came through the door. I thinking now, somebody stopped them, because they have some fishy things, I just got to know, But what I am saying is, if we're in a state of emergency and people have to leave town by a certain hour, the city police and the police should roam the streets to prevent them warlords from taking over. Because I sure if I stay inside my shop and I wait for one of them fellas and use force on him, they will say I'm using excessive force.
Julian expressed belief that a mobile food truck provided the perfect cover in the night for the perpetrator to carry out the crime.
I told him simple as that van is running a screen on that shop to move it away. It's falling on deaf ears, so I am asking the Minister of Housing to do something about that.
Where was the bolt cutter from?
A police say the bolt cutter they use on that shop, they found it. And after through information, I find out it's under that van they got the bolt cutter.
Why you could say it's under that van? You know
By telling you what they saw, I heard the bolt cutter was found underneath that shop.
You where? But you get no bolt cutter under van.
But the police have the bolt cutter.
Well, bring the police, the witness. Where get the bolt cutter? Okay.
I quarreling with that guy.
No.
Well, he's not a tenant. He's not a tenant of it.
Meanwhile, the owner of the vehicle, Stephen Augustine, was also present and defended his vehicle, stating that Julian's claims are outrageous. Augustine said whether his vehicle was parked in the vicinity or not, thieves will find creative ways to get what they want whenever they want it, and so his van should not be the object of blame in this crime.
Quarantine. Everybody's supposed to be inside for 7 o'clock. Okay? You have cameras in your shop. All right? Somebody attempt to break your shop. You cannot look at and say, oh, the person come and shadow the van. There are many vehicles parking all around the car park. Nighttime. So if the van wasn't there now, what you would say? Somebody cannot shadow you. You cannot put the blame on somebody hustling thing. Right now, nothing I run in. 25 years I have that one there. You check me. You just come before you had other people renting the bar. You check me, and you after that one. So you try and prevent me from eating the bread. So you all don't, because if I tell you, the van doesn't affect nobody. Right where the van is there, it's a small little mobile, okay? There are many shops along the things at the back of it. So if they break the people's shop, they will say, them building that bar in it, the people that shadow behind it. A thief always have tricks in them. You track me?
Thank you.
A thief know how to do things and hide things and do what they want. So you cannot put the blame on the van.
Police are investigating the incident. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Stay with us, still to come. Could full CXC exams put students at a disadvantage? The president of the Secondary Schools Association speaks. The head of the police traffic department on the alleged spate of drunk driving incidents. And Cuba aims to produce its own COVID-19 vaccine.